So today our topic is on power electronics fifth unit. The fifth unit name will be AC voltage controller and cycloconverter. So AC voltage controller. So the name itself tells that it will controls the AC voltage. Here by using a single phase AC voltage controller with R load, we can control the AC voltage. Okay. Here AC voltage will convert the AC voltage controller so this AC to AC voltage converter will be operates on AC mains essentially essentially to regulate the output voltage. Okay, so the portion of supply of sinusoidal appears at the load while the semiconductor switches block the remaining portion. Here several topologies have emerged along with voltage regulation method. So most of which are linked to the development of the semiconductor devices. Here, AC voltage converter will be operates on the AC mains and it is essentially used to regulate the output voltage. Okay, here the supply will be sinusoidal and it will appears at the load while the semiconductor switches block the remaining portion. Here several topologies have emerged along with the voltage regulation method. Most of which are linked the development will be semiconductor devices. Here we are using a single phase AC voltage controller with RL load. Here, so the circuit diagram and output waveforms of AC voltage controller with R load shown in figure 5.2. So in figure 5.2, it will show the wave circuit diagram. You have to see the circuit diagram. So in circuit diagram, it consists of anti-parallelly connected thyristors, two thyristors, and load will be resistive, and input will be AC voltage. Okay. So here the output voltage at the load will be I naught and the output current will be I naught. So here the output voltage will be V naught at the R load and the current output current will be I naught and the source voltage will be Vs and source current will be Is and the voltage appears at the thyristor 1 that is Vt1 and voltage appears at thyristor 2 that is Vt2. Okay, you have to see the waveform. So the input source voltage will be Vs will be sinusoidal and triggered pulses Ig1 and Ig2. So Ig1 triggered at an angle alpha and Ig2 will be triggered at an angle of 5 plus alpha. So here we have to see these output voltage V naught waveforms. You have to see. So the output voltage will be here. The output voltage will be appears. So here the thyristor T1 will conduct alpha to pi. So then output voltage will be obtained from alpha to pi and again the thyristor T2 will conduct. So when it will conduct means pi plus alpha to 2 pi. So the output voltage will comes to 0 at an angle of phi. Then again it will start in then again it will be start to increase at negative mode at an angle of pi plus alpha to 2 pi and it will come T2 will conduct T2 current will comes to 0 and thyristor T2 will be in reverse bias and no current flows through thyristor then the output voltage of VT2 will be 0. Then again T1 will be started with an angle of 2 pi plus alpha 2 and it will conduct up to 3 pi. Okay. So this is the output voltage. When you are coming to output current I naught, so output current does not in continuous mode. Why? Because we are using a resistive load. Okay. So I naught. So I naught from here alpha to pi T1 will be conducting and pi plus alpha to 2 pi T2 will be conducting. Again this will be repeating and after that 2 pi plus alpha to 3 pi T1 will be conducting. So this cycle will be repeating. When you are coming to thyristor voltage VT1, so the thyristor voltage VT1 will be appears before triggering the thyristor. So before triggering the thyristor, there are some thyristor voltage as VT1. So it will be appeared from it is obtained from 0 to alpha, and again it will be obtained pi plus alpha pi to pi plus alpha. At pi to pi plus alpha, there is no current flows through a thyristor. So that's why there is a thyristor voltage will be obtained. And again 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, the thyristor voltage, first thyristor VT1 voltage will be obtained. And next 2 pi plus so here 3 pi to 3 pi plus alpha in negative mode. Here the output voltage of thyristor 1 VT1 will be obtained. And next coming to VT2. VT2 means thyristor 2 voltage. It will be obtained at starting in negative mode. It will be obtained. So it will be obtained 0 to alpha. So it will be obtained negative mode, and pi to pi plus alpha it will be obtained in positive mode. Okay. And again 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha it will be obtained negative, and again it will be obtained 2 pi plus alpha to 3 pi. 3 pi. Okay. So this is a waveform circuit diagram and output waveform of AC voltage controller. Okay. So the AC voltage controller will have input will be AC voltage and output voltage and output current will be obtained. So this will be regulating by using a semiconductor devices such as controllers. Here we have to see this waveforms. Here source will be AC. So this is a sinusoidal wave and triggered VT1 and VT2. So here the thyristor T1 and T2 will be triggered with an angle of alpha, and output voltage will be obtained, and so output voltage will be obtained, and output voltage will be obtained in positive and negative mode, and output current will be obtained also positive and negative mode. Here the thyristor voltage VT1, VT2 also drawn. And okay, here the device will be triggered at a phase angle of alpha in each cycle. In each cycle, it will be triggered with a phase angle of alpha. Okay, here the current follows the voltage wave shape in each half and extinguishes itself at the zero crossing of the supply voltage. Okay, here the voltage wave shape in each half and extinguishes itself at the zero crossing of the supply voltage. Here the two in the two SCR topology, one SCR is positively biased in each half of the supply voltage. So in two SCR topology, one SCR will be positively biased in each half of the supply voltage, and there is no scope for a conduction overlap of the devices. So here there is no scope for a conduction overlap of the devices. Here a single pulse is sufficient to trigger the controlled devices with a resistive load. Okay, here there is no scope for a conduction overlap of the devices. Okay, a single pulse is sufficient to trigger the controlled devices with a resistive load. Here, single pulse is sufficient to triggering the controlling devices with a resistive load. Okay. Here there is no scope for overlap of the devices. Okay, so in the diode SCR topology, two diodes are forward biased in each half. In the SCR always receives DC voltage and does not distinguish the polarity of supply. Okay, so it is thus always forward bias, and the bidirectional track is also forward bias for the both polarities of supply voltage. Here the RMS voltage Vrms decides the power supplied to the load, and here it can be computed as Vrms equal to root of 1 by pi integral of alpha to pi 2 V square sin square omega t. Then we have to simplify these values, so integration and substituting alpha to pi value, then we get Vrms equal to V into root of 1 minus alpha by pi plus sine 2 alpha by 2 pi. Okay, here the device will be triggered with a firing angle, firing angle of alpha in each cycle, and the current follows the voltage at a wave shape in each half and extinguishes itself at zero crossing of the supply voltage. Here in the two SCR topology, one SCR is positively biased in each half of the supply voltage, and here there is no scope for the overlapping, so conduction overlap of the device, and single pulse is sufficient for triggering the controlling devices with a resistive lead. Here the diode SCR topology, two diodes are forward biased in each half, and the SCR always receives DC voltage and does not distinguish the polarity of supply. So it is thus always in forward bias, and bidirectional track is also forward bias for both polarities of supply voltage. So here RMS voltage will be decides the power supply to the load. So we have calculated Vrms equal to root of 1 by pi and integral of alpha to pi to V square sin square omega t omega t. And when you have to simplify this equation, and integration and substituting limits alpha to pi, then you get RMS value of AC voltage controller Vrms equal to V into root of 1 minus alpha by pi plus sine 2 alpha by 2 pi. Okay, next, power factor. The fundamental load supply current lags the supply voltage. Here the fundamental load or supply current will lags the supply voltage by an angle of phi 1, and fundamental power factor angle is cos phi, and it is called as displacement factor. Cos phi is also called as displacement factor. However, this does not account for the total reactive power drawn by the system. So this power factor is in spite of the actual load being resistive. So the reactive power is drawn also trigger angle dependent harmonic. Now power factor equal to average power by apparent power. So average power by apparent power. So apparent power will be calculated in volt amps. So that implies average power P by volt ampere V into IL. So here average power equal to V into IL1 into cos pi 1 by VL1. And here distortion factor equal to distortion factor D equal to IL1 by IL. And the average power P is drawn from the resistive load. We are calculated average power P equal to 1 by 2 pi integral of 0 to 2 pi V into IL d omega t. Here V equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay. And I equal to V into sin omega t. Then you substitute V value and I value. Then you get 1 by pi integral of alpha to pi 2 v square by r sine square omega t d omega t. So then you have to simplify. Then you get average power equal to 2 v square by r into pi, pi minus alpha by 2 plus sine 2 alpha by 2. So this is average power factor. Okay. So single phase AC voltage controller with R load we have discussed. And next single phase AC voltage controller with RL load. Here the current build up from 0. So here the current builds up from 0 in each cycle. It quashes not at the 0 crossing of applied voltage as with the resistive load, but after at that instant. Okay, here the supply voltage thus continues to be impressed on the load till the load current returns to 0. And a single pulse triggered for a triac or anti-parallel SCR has no effect on the devices. So if it is already in conduction in reverse direction, so the devices would fail to conduct when they are intended to. So as they do not have supply voltage forward biasing them when the triggered pulses arise. So a single pulse trigger will work till the trigger angle here alpha will be greater than pi, where pi is the power factor angle of the inductive load. A train of pulses is required here. The output voltage is controllable only between the trigger pulses of 5 and 180 degrees. And the load current waveforms are further explained in figure 26.6. The current composed of two components. The first is steady state component of current ISS and second is ITR. It is the transient component. Had to see this circuit diagram of AC voltage controller with R load. Okay, so this is a AC voltage controller. So two anti-parallelly connected thyristors and load will be resistor and inductor. Okay, here the output voltage will be V0 and output current will be I0. Here source voltage will be Vs and source current Is and T1 thyristor voltage Vt1 and T2 thyristor voltage will be V22. Here we have to see these waveforms. So the source voltage will be single phase AC voltage control AC voltage. So we have to draw a single phase AC voltage and triggered pulses Ig1 and Ig2. So here Ig1 for thyristor T1, the triggered pulses Ig1 will be triggered at an angle of alpha and Ig2. So the triggered pulse for thyristor 2 Ig2 will be triggered with an angle of pi plus alpha. And here in the load we have inductor there. So inductor is already stores the energy. Whenever we have given a supply, then the inductor stores a energy. So the output current. So the output current so we have to see this see in the waveforms the output current. So slightly it will be increasing inductive current at whenever the thyristor will be triggered, then these current so whenever the thyristor will T1 will be triggered with an angle of alpha, then the output current will be goes on increasing and it will be conducting up to beta. So this is here overlap. So there is a scope for overlap. Why? Because here a inductor will be there. So it will be conducted up to beta. Okay. So this is beta up to beta and again after that 5 plus alpha and here 5 plus alpha there is another thyristor T2 will be triggered and the current flows through this T2 thyristor, and it will be in negative mode, and it will conduct up to pi plus alpha 2 plus gamma. So it will conduct up to gamma, and again it will comes to little bit, it will comes to 0, and again the thyristor T1 will be turned on with a firing a pulse of 2 firing pulse angle of 2 pi plus alpha. So the output current will be in continuous mode. Here the overlap angle also there, and you have to see this output voltage V naught. So at V naught, so here the inductor will be there. So here the overlapping will be there from pi to beta. It will be conducting the output voltage obtained Vm is. We have to see this at. So before starting a thyristor, there is some voltage will be there in thyristor because of inductor, and it will conducting from alpha to beta, and slightly it will comes to 0, and again thyristor T2 will be starting, and again the output voltage increasing in in the negative feedback, with 5 plus alpha to gamma. Okay, and again T1 will be starting. Here beta equal to alpha plus gamma. Okay, here gamma will be overlap angle. Here thyristor voltage VT1 and VT2 we have to see here thyristor voltage VT1 will be obtained before starting a thyristor. So before starting thyristor it will be conducting 0 to alpha, and again from beta to pi plus alpha VT1 will be obtained, and 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha Vt1 will be obtained, and Vt2 will be obtained alpha to pi. So from before T1, before triggering T1, the thyristor voltage Vt1 obtained, and beta to pi plus alpha Vt2 voltage will be obtained, and 2 pi and gamma to 2 pi plus alpha Vt2 voltage will be obtained. So this in figure 5.3 will shows the circuit diagram and output waveform of AC voltage controller by using RL load, resistive and inductive load. Okay. So with an inductive load, the distinguishes features of the load current is that must always start from 0. Okay, so it will always start from 0. However, if the switch could not have permanently kept the load connected to supply, so the current would have become sinusoidally one phase shifted from the voltage by a phase and angle of load of pi, and the current will be restricted to the half period of conduction, that is called steady state component of load current ISS, and the transient component of load current ITR. Again in each half cycle must add up to 0 with this ISS to start from 0. So these conditions set the initial value of transient component to that of steady state at the instant of that SCR and track is triggered. So when the device is no conduction, the load current is governed by the equation. Okay. So here AC voltage controller with RL load we had discussed. Okay. And here L into di by dt plus Ri equal to V. Here I load equal to root 2 V by Z sine of omega t minus pi and plus sine of alpha 2 pi and e power of minus r by L alpha by omega t. Okay, so since at t equal to 0, I load will comes to 0 and supply voltage Vs equal to root 2 Vs sine omega t. So the solution of the form the instant when the load current extinguishes. This is called as extinction angle beta, It can be interfered that there would be no transients in the load current. If the devices are triggered at the power factor angle of load, then the load current I that case is perfectly sinusoidal. Okay. So this is about single phase AC cell controller with R load. Okay. Thank you to everyone. So today we will discuss AC voltage controller with resistive load and AC voltage controller with resistive and inductive load. Okay. Thank you.